The age of Frieza has long since come to an end after the legend of the Super Saiyan came to fruition on planet Namek despite ages of doubt. Goku, faced with impossible odds and overflowing rage, became the Saiyan of legend, but that was only the start of his journey. However, the downfall of Frieza. Ever since then, Frieza's vengeance towards the Saiyans never ceased, and with each passing day, whether dead or alive, his goal was always the same: the total annihilation of Goku and Vegeta. In Dragon Ball Super, not much has changed. However, after many failures, Frieza chose to take a different approach for once. 4 months of training was all it took for a true prodigy to obtain powers that rivaled that of the gods, as Frieza's golden form in early Super went toe-to-toe with Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta. 4 months' time was all it took for Frieza, who had never trained a day in his life, to equal and to some degree surpass both Goku and Vegeta, who were prodigies in their own rights, but trained day in and day out under numerous teachers, and I feel that speaks volumes to Frieza. Goku has declined the offer of next in line for God of Destruction of Universe 7, and although Vegeta made a deal with Whis to take that offer in exchange for training, Vegeta's only goal has ever been to surpass Goku, and I don't really see that changing. With neither of them really looking to be the next destroyer, Frieza would make the perfect God of Destruction in my opinion for Universe 7, but after seeing him with only 4 months of training, I fear how strong he could become after countless years of training with the gods, and in this story, he's already been training for 6 more months. Dragon Ball Super Sarani, an original fan manga by Ashan, takes place only a short while after the end of the Tournament of Power and the restoration of all of the erased universes. With 17's wish, everyone and everything that was snapped away during the Tournament of Power was returned to how it was prior, and this brings us to Universe 9. Sidra and Ro, the God of Destruction and Supreme Kai of Universe 9 respectively, have been slacking on maintaining the mortal level of their universe, even before the tournament, and this grants them a visit from the Grand Priest, Father of the Angels. 90 ticks is all they get to raise the mortal level of their universe or face punishment by the Omni King, but instead of heeding the mercy by the Grand Priest, the God and Kai opt to take out their replacements instead. The replacement for Supreme Kai is most likely accompanied at all times, so the two instead choose to aim for the next candidate of God of Destruction, Frieza. In order to keep their hands clean, the two contact the God of Destruction from another universe to seek out an accomplice strong enough to take him out. Kane, the son of Hit of Universe 6, is hired and makes his way to Universe 7 to complete his mission. After slipping past all of the guards, Kane, now on Frieza's ship, approaches him as Frieza immediately makes the connection between him and his father Hit. Ashamed for whatever reason of his story for now residing in a different universe, Kane decides to forego the talking. Frieza, with only 4 months of training by himself, was an absolute monster, but being trained by a God of Destruction for 6 months may be something Kane just can't possibly account for. Now on a desolate planet, the battle begins with both of them powering up, but Frieza's power extends across the entire universe all the way to Beerus' planet, as both Goku and Vegeta take note of it as well, but choose not to intervene at the moment but continue monitoring the situation. The battle begins with Kane immediately stopping time and pressing the advantage on Frieza, but it takes only one engagement for this new, more powerful, terrifying Frieza to completely counter time skip. One of the most overpowered techniques we've seen, and now we'll get to see what 6 months of training under a god has really done for Frieza. If you guys want to check out Dragon Ball Super Sarani for yourselves, the link to Ashan's Twitter and art page will be linked down below in the description box, so be sure to go drop him a follow and let him know what you like about this story. If you haven't already, be sure to have that notification bell clicked down below to never miss an upload, and if you've been enjoying all of the Dragon Ball content recently, consider leaving a like on this video as well. Don't forget to follow on both Twitch and Twitter to stay up with me and all anime related content, guys. But without further ado, the infamous time skip has been countered in a matter of seconds by Frieza. Before the tournament, he says, My team members had already informed me on how to counter that time skip ability in case I ever happened to cross paths with your father, so it wasn't really a challenge to counter you as well. Kane, of course, hadn't expected his signature technique to be countered so easily, as he says, so it's been countered by others as well. Interesting. Guess I'll have to take you out the old-fashioned way, Kane replies. You're the only one after Lord Sierra to ever counter the time skip this quickly, he continues. But something catches his attention over his shoulder. Frieza attempts to catch him off guard, attacking him while he was still talking, but Kane disappears instantly, leaving Frieza at a loss. He reappears, landing a crushing punch on Frieza that sends him flying. Kane launches himself over Frieza with a ki blast overhead and dunks it over his opponent, but Frieza is able to evade it in time. He lands a kick on Kane and chases him as he flies towards the ground, but Kane is able to catch himself and launches himself off the ground, meeting Frieza midair with a headbutt to the chin. Frieza rebounds and smacks Kane with his tail, countering his pressure, as the two seem very evenly matched right now, both claiming to be at full power. However, I find that hard to believe still. Frieza, using the learnings of the past 6 months, fires a wave manifested out of the energy of destruction, a Hakai beam at Kane, who's completely shocked that Frieza even knows a move like that, as he starts to panic. At the last second, Kane has no other option than to deflect the attack using the full brunt of his power. He knocks it into the sky, where it soars into the atmosphere as Frieza gasps, saying he can reflect the Hakai? Kane is fired up now as he shouts, "Now eat this, Frieza," and launches a counterattack in the form of a ginormous ki wave that consumes Frieza in its blast, engulfing him completely. When the smoke clears, Frieza is still standing there, having braced himself for the full force of the attack at the last second, but he's still visibly wounded. Kane looks on as it seems that this attack wasn't enough either. "Curse him," Frieza says. "If he deflected the Hakai, then that means he must have trained under a god of destruction, or an angel. It's a rare technique only known among the gods themselves, but I don't think he even has the ability to perform the Hakai because he blasted me with a normal ki wave, strangely." Frieza continues to deduce the situation because while Kane is unbelievably strong and was somehow able to deflect the energy of destruction, something is still off here. This isn't good, Kane thinks to himself. We're evenly matched in terms of power. At this rate, I only have a 50% chance of winning this battle. How can he learn the Hakai and be this equally matched with me in terms of power after only 6 months of training with the gods, he goes on, looking at Frieza suspiciously, confirming that they are about the same in strength. I guess my only option for victory is to use that technique. Kane assumes a stance that we can only imagine insinuates some sort of forbidden or secret move, possibly even among the gods themselves. Frieza, however, has survived one of his most devastating attacks and still plans to completely destroy the planet they're on if need be. However, he now wields the energy of destruction as his own, and in the next chapter of Dragon Ball Super Sarani, we may see just what he's really able to do with the power of the gods. That's gonna do it for this one, guys. Thanks so much for watching until the end. As always, if you made it this far, I really hope you all enjoyed the video. If you guys want to check out Dragon Ball Super Sarani for yourselves, the link to Ashan's Twitter and art page will be linked down below in the description box, so be sure to go drop him a follow and let him know what you like about this story. You guys have been absolutely destroying the likes lately, and I really appreciate it, so let's see if we can keep that going. If you are enjoying the anime topics and manga, be sure to have that notification bell turned on to never miss an upload, and consider leaving a like on this video as well if you were into the story for more continuation of Universe 14. Don't forget to follow on both Twitch and Twitter to stay up with me and all anime related content, guys. But anyways, have a great day, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.